everyone.
Good morning. So let me kick off, Catherine. So good morning, everyone. I'm David DiStefano. I'm the chair of Musicopia and Dancing Classrooms Philadelphia Board of Directors. And I want to officially welcome you to our annual High Note, High Step event, which this year is being held as a festival. While we aren't able to gather in person, as we have in the past, this virtual festival, we hope, will offer new ways to bring us together as friends and leave us really uplifted and inspired about the work that we do throughout the city of Philadelphia. I want to thank all of you, both our new and longtime friends, for taking the time to be with us today. During the sessions today, you'll get a glimpse of the music and dance. You'll get a glimpse into how music and dance bring people together and provide our students with a new lens through which to see the world. And today's program will explore the breadth of our programming and the profound impact on the arts. Just a little bit about me before I officially introduce our esteemed executive director. I've been involved with Musicopia for about 8 years. The last 5 or so on the board. I was on the development committee. I was the co-chair of the governance committee. And since June of this past year, I've become the chairperson. I met our former director, Denise Kinney, not by chance. I had a couple of my colleagues were on the board at the time, but I was introduced to Denise, and I don't have a musical bone in my body, but I felt like it was karma or fate because I had recently lost my mother, who every day played the piano while we were growing up in the afternoons. And I never really, she never passed it on to me, but I thought this was really, this was a calling, or this was a meaningful moment. And since that point in time, I've devoted myself to the organization. But it's really enough about me. I'd like to officially welcome and say good morning to Catherine Charlton, our extraordinary executive director. Catherine?
Good morning. Thank you. Hey. Really happy to be on this journey with you, Dave. This is really exciting, and thank you so much to everyone who's here. Musicopia has been around for almost 50 years. We're 47 this year. 2024 is the 50th anniversary, and started as Strings for Schools in the 70s when arts budgets were really starting to be cut everywhere. It has really expanded, rebranded and renamed as Musicopia in the 1990s, and started expanding into diverse world cultures that were exposing students to different experiences and sounds, where we're bringing professional artists into the classroom or into a school and doing assemblies and performances, and then working with small groups of students in a series of 8 to 10 workshops after those assemblies. And then in the past decade or so, we've really expanded our after-school programming, and we have extensive drumline showcase, drumlines ensembles throughout the city, after-school programs, learning percussion, as well as our after-school orchestra, which draws from over 30 schools throughout the city of Philadelphia. And our mission always has been to focus on the students in the schools who would not be able to afford those programs otherwise, or that where the music programs are missing from the schools. And I also forgot to briefly mention our instrument donation. We collect instruments from locations all over the city. We repair those instruments and place them back with the schools.
Fantastic.
And Dancing Classrooms Philly has been around for 15 years. This year, 2022, is the 15th anniversary of Dancing Classrooms Philly, and in its extraordinarily magical program of a 20-session ballroom dance residency, where we go in, an entire 5th or 8th grade participates, learning respect and joy and compassion through learning social dance. So a lot of people have been asking, how have we fared this year, right? So last year was a year of innovations, a year of recreations. It comes back to our teaching artists who had to completely redesign the way they interact with students. So in the 2020-21 school year, Musicopia, 2/3 of our programming was virtual, and 1/3, surprisingly, you might be surprised, 1/3 of our programming, 4,000 programs still, was in person through a lot of after school clubs. We had a drumline at Olney Charter High School, for example, that rehearsed all winter outside on a football field with heaters and hot chocolate and tents. And the interesting thing about Musicopia, I mentioned we did still have 4,000 programs. We did less assemblies, as you might imagine, because we weren't able to get large groups of students together in one place. So a lot of our program delivery was in small group instruction, and in some cases, individual private lessons with musical instruments. And that's something that we've never been able to do before when we're dealing with the breadth and scope of the numbers of schools and students that we work with. So we had over several thousand of the in small group musical instructions. And then the assemblies changed in such that the artists were able to interact with the students in the chat, like we're doing right now today, chatting back and forth with the students as they're seeing the performance, which is something we've never been able to do before, because usually the artist is up performing up on stage and they can't speak, right? So that just brought a really interesting dimension to our programming. And this year, I'm happy to say we're full steam ahead, and because the schools have had this year to work out their protocols and have teachers in the school, we are in person with the vast majority of our Musicopia programming and still on track for those 4,000 programs again this year. Dancing Classrooms Philly, I mentioned ballroom dance. And the real big question on everyone's mind is, how do you teach dance virtually? So we had to completely rethink out of the box, right? We did go dark on our programming for Dancing Classrooms Philly. We had no programs from March through October of 2020. During that time, Dancing Classrooms Global, we're an affiliate of the Global program that was founded by Pierre Dulaine in New York City, helped to develop new curriculum to deliver ballroom residencies virtually. And we launched those versions, the homeroom edition, starting in November of 2020. And we had 17 schools participating that in the spring. And this fall, we're actually back in person with our ballroom residencies. The big thing with Dancing Classrooms Philly is that we had so many schools who had so much uncertainty of whether or not they would be open, whether or not they could have students in, much less guest artists in, virtual programs, having to deal with the scheduling complexities. We had a lot of schools asking for shorter visits. So 20 sessions was really a lot for schools to be able to logistically handle. So we started talking about, well, what is the magic piece of the Dancing Classrooms Philly programming? And how can we help deliver that piece of magic? That it's the social interaction. It's what we call the social dance. It's the back and forth between a teacher and a student, and between a student and the peer, the student with those in their household and the people around them. And we expanded to other forms of social dance, including hip hop and salsa and K-pop. You're going to see a K-pop performance this afternoon. If you don't know, you're going to have to tune in this afternoon to find out what that is. And we were able to offer assemblies for the first time, where we had the performers joining a school and having that chat interaction. We had hybrid versions where the students, and for example, some of our special needs schools, where the students were in person in the school and our teacher was on a screen up at the front of the classroom. But then in some cases, our teacher was able to visit the school for the final performance. So Dancing Classrooms Philly, we have the dance breaks, we have assemblies, we have shorter, the hip hop and the salsa, and the virtual homeroom edition ballroom residencies, which now this year we're doing the flagship ballroom residency in person. But we also have these additional tools to help meet the schools and introduce our teachers and our programs. We also this year started teacher social emotional workshops for classroom teachers. So we're going to a school and all the classroom teachers in the school can participate in a dance session with one of our teachers and learn tools that they can take back into the classroom. On the Musicopia side, one of the big things that was a change for us this year was in our instrument donation program. So historically, we would collect all these instruments. We had a whole fleet of volunteers driving around to the various drop-off locations, picking up the instruments, sending them off to repair, and then volunteers and staff members driving those instruments and individually giving them to schools and students. We couldn't do that when the schools were shut down. Most of our drop-off locations were closed, as well as there were not protocols yet for us to go to a school and hand the instruments over. So one thing we started this year, hopefully you might have seen some of this, our little bit of news, is that in January, on Martin Luther King Day of Service, we decided to have our very first Instrument Day giveaway day. Our instrument donation manager at the time, Marcus Myers, has helped to bring this together. And it was where we opened the doors at our storage facility and invited teachers to come to us and make appointments so that they could visit one at a time and then see what we have available for their use. And we've now had, I believe, 5 giveaway days throughout this year.
Hi, my name's Adrian, and my name is Adrian Borthacor. I'm in 7th grade, and I go to ICS Charter, and I did DCP, otherwise known as ballroom dancing.
Excellent. Thank you, Adrian. William?
My name is William Lopez. I am in the 11th grade. I go to Olney Charter High School, and I am a part of band.
Excellent. And Tatiana, I saw maybe some technical difficulties, but let's go Rishabh.
I'm Rishabh, and I am in 7th grade at Masterman School, and I'm in Musicopia String Orchestra.
And I think Tatiana's back on. And just so we has a competition at 1, and she's coming in to be a part of this session as well. So big kudos to Tatiana. Tatiana, can you hear us? Can you share your name, grade, and school? All right. So maybe just a little technical difficulties there, but we're going to get right into it and prepare yourself a sneak peek into the classrooms as we share some of the various programs offered through Musicopia and Dancing Classrooms Philly. And to kick it off, we have, go ahead.
First, we have violin at Kumba Academy Charter School.
All right. And camera.
Ready, go. This time, remember, we can use a little bit more bow. So when you use the bow, you can go. See how much more I'm using there? Enough. Rest, rest, rest. One more time. Ready? 1, 2, last one. Beautiful.
My name is Rohan. I like playing violin because once you've accomplished even a small thing, it feels like you've accomplished something huge, giant. You should also play violin because there are a lot of other people who play violin, and if you know that they play violin too, you can feel like you're connected with them.
And that's just our first clip. Feel free, yes, to use the applause button at the bottom right corner of your screen. And Rishabh, can you introduce our next video?
Next, we have Bollywood dance at Philadelphia Montessori Charter
School. Today, make sure pull your mask up, okay? smile behind the mask. I can still tell you guys are smiling. Put your mask up.
And to introduce our next clip, Adrian.
We have DCP Ballroom Residency at Eugenio Maria de Jesus Charter School.
To Greenfield School and I do ballroom dancing. So I like ballroom dancing because I get to express myself and it's very creative and I just love getting my body prepped up. Like when I'm tired in the morning and I don't want to get up, it's like I get to do it and then I get warmed up for the day. And the dance that I love the most is definitely the foxtrot. It's very creative and the movements, I love the song, I love everything about it. It's just an amazing dance.
All right, and again, feel free to use the applause button at the bottom right corner of your screen. And for our coming on the home stretch, our next clip, we have the Recycled Sounds at Philadelphia Montessori Charter School. Enjoy.
Two, three, four. 1, 2, 3, 4. So I need someone to come me here.
Wait till you are called. You not just get up.
Did you pay attention how we're going to do this separate independence in rhythm? Yes. Did you?
Yes.
Yes. All right. Well, this sticker right, and you're going to have a flexibility to play. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. Yes. Pause. Stop. Relax your hand. Know where the ball is going. Where should you have 2, 3, 4, 5. Stop. Go. Stop. Go.
Our next clip, our final two clips. William, go ahead.
Jackson, Coppin School.
Hi, my name is Jocelyn Hernandez Ramos, and I play the keyboard and I am a vocalist for the home band. The thing I love the most about home is the family we created. And, you know, being in a band for almost 6 years and with the same bandmates, it really brings you guys closer. And we're a family. We truly are all of us are a family, and we care about one another, we support one another, we do things to lift one another, and it's just one of the things that I love the most about home, because it's another family that you can always, go to for support and help, and that's one of the good things. I am so grateful for the band because it helped me become much more confident about myself. When I started in the band, I had very low self-esteem. I was just so nervous to perform. And, it was easy for me. It was easy on me because I didn't sing at that time. When I started, I didn't sing. I just hid behind my keyboard and my stand. But then when I started singing, it really changed for me because I was no longer, hiding. I performed, and I remember this one day, I don't know what came to me, but we were in rehearsal, and I pulled out my mic out of my stand, and I just walked around the music room, and that changed because then when I performed, at the Kimmel, I did the same thing. I stood up and I went around and handed out candy canes, and I felt so good and confident. And that really helped me, and that's one of the things I'm grateful for, because in the band, you always, become better than you were before. There's always an improvement. And yeah, thank you so much.
All right, and for our final clip, all right.
For the final clip, we have Drum Corps Academy at Olney Charter High School.
Excellent, great job. And for our Q&A, we have some questions already queued up, but if anybody has questions, please feel free to drop them in the chat. And our first question is, how has music and dance helped you during the pandemic? Who would like to take that one? William?
During this time of crisis, we were actually outside in fresh air
playing music. The teachers were trying to raise our spirits while we were outside, music.
Got it. And how'd that make you feel? I mean, after being inside for so long?
Actually, it made me feel great.
Question number 2. And if you could collaborate, this is a great one, or meet with any artist, who would it be? Fisher, would you like to take that one?
So if I could collaborate with any artist, it would probably be a famous violinist, since I am a violinist. So maybe someone like Joshua Bell or Hilary Hahn, or someone who I look up to, and it would be super fun to collaborate with them.
Wow, you already got them listed out. That's great. Awesome. Let's move on. All right, William, you're back with us. Let's go to this question. Why is Musicopia a DCP important to you? Who'd like to take? Adrian? Go ahead.
Well, for me, DCP was kind of fun because I got to just go outside of school because, my school doesn't, I haven't been in that many things that makes me go outside of the school competitions, make me go outside of school. So it was an interesting experience. And it was fun coming back to school, knowing that we had, won or done well.
That sounds great. It sounds like you got a championship out of that. You won first place?
To finish it due to COVID.
Got it. Excellent. Thank you for that, Adrian. And let's go, William. Why is drum corps important to you? Can you hear us?
Ever since I was little, I was always fascinated. So being able to express myself in the way of music actually helped me a lot. And thanks to Mr. Lanciano, I get to show the world how much I love music.
So amazing, William. Thank you so much for that question. Bishop, could you share with us like what you enjoy about playing the violin, why it's important to you?
I mean, I've been playing the violin for a while now, and it's something that I really enjoy doing. And Musicopia gives me a chance to play the violin with a whole bunch of other people who enjoy the violin too, and I think that's really fun.
Community, absolutely. You guys are doing great, by the way. Great job. Could you share some of your favorite moments? Who would like to take that question?
Thank you. Well, one of my favorite moments was, just like going back to school after that because, well, we were doing very well and like it was great on like just going back to the school, thinking about all of the cool stuff that other people did and like how in sync everyone was. So it was just super cool.
Yeah.
It was just super cool coming back because, it was just fun.
Yeah, no, it sounds like you had a lot of fun. It was a cool experience, and people saw you differently too for participating in the competition. William or Risha, if you want to share one of your favorite moments.
Well, I mean,
Risha can go first.
Okay, well, I really like it when we perform as a group and then we can see the audience's reaction to our performance because I think it's cool to see how our music impacts other people.
Yes, and excellent. William?
Back, we performed at a football field for a bunch of people, and that was exhilarating because they were cheering us on while we were performing, and I kind of felt alive at that moment.
So how do you see music or dance in your life in the future? Who'd like to take that?
I can take that.
Yeah.
I think I'll definitely continue to perform in extracurricular activities because I really enjoy playing the violin and I think music is a big part of my life now. So I definitely think I will continue it. I mean, I think it's a little bit early to see whether I'd be going to college for music, but it's something that I would definitely consider.
Risha, wonderful. Thank you so much.
I kind of college. I enjoy it a lot, and hopefully one day I can make it big. So one day you'll see me on the billboards or on a stage singing somewhere.
Hey, there are a lot of ears in the audience. We're gonna hold you to it. We'd love to see that for you too, to see yourself lit up and doing what you love. For such a great job. Thank you, Risha, William, Adrian, and Tatiana, who's performing right now as we speak, which is all the answer that you need. And I'll pass it back to Catherine. Great job, guys.
Thank you. Thank each and every one of you, William, Rishabh, Adrian, Razak. Thank you for your poise and your confidence and just touching all of us because we're really excited and pleased to hear what you have to say. Thank you again to our sponsors for making today's virtual festival possible. It's my extraordinary pleasure to introduce our MC this afternoon, Dawn T. Dawn T is the sister of Questlove and the daughter of the legendary singer Lee Andrews, both of whom are Philadelphia Music Walk of Fame inductees. Dawn is a singer-songwriter, label owner to D-Tone Victorious, and a debut author for Behind the Song on Sourcebooks. She serves as president of the Philadelphia chapter of the Recording Academy, serving professional music creators in our region. Her single Waiting appears in director Ava DuVernay's TV movie I Will Follow on Netflix. Her single Midnight appears in the Lifetime TV movie With This Ring, starring Jill Scott and Regina Hall. She was featured on the Emmy Award-winning PBS TV series Articulate, performing with her band And More with Philadelphia rapper Chill Moody. Don T with And More has opened for Michelle Obama, toured with Low Cut Connie St. Paul and the Broken Bones, has performed on NPR's Tiny Desk. And her new release, which I can't wait to hear, is called Can't Let Go, and it's a collaboration with Grammy-nominated producer, singer-songwriter Georgia Ann Muldrew. Without any further ado, Miss Don T, welcome.
Thank you, Catherine. Thank you. I am honored to be here with you this afternoon, celebrating the work of Musicopia and Dancing Classrooms Philly, and showcasing some of the amazing artists that make this work possible. Musicopia and Dancing Classrooms Philly have a roster of over 100 teaching artists that bring music and dance from around the world to our region's children, introducing them to new cultures, offering a safe space to process and express emotions, and open the door to new opportunities. I think you will thoroughly enjoy meeting some of them tonight, as well as a few special guests. So speaking of special guests, we will actually begin our showcase today with a group of students that have risen to the highest ensemble within the Musicopia String Orchestra. Their names are Extet. These talented adults will be performing Dragon Hunter by Richard Meyer. They are joined by their artistic director and conductor, Taya Harlos. Please enjoy.
this is Zach Jackson. I wanted to show my support and ask others to do the same and give DCP because dance gives me the confidence to fulfill my dreams.
Hi, my name is Alex Vaccaro, and I'm the president of the Rothman Institute. My wife Lauren and I, who are in the audience, have been doing this since 2014. Musicopia has been phenomenal. Enjoy it like we are, and please give what you can to make this a success. Thank you.
Hi, everybody, and thanks for joining us for today's festival. Stradley Ronan is so proud to be a part of Musicopia and Dancing Classrooms Philly. We all know how vital arts, music, and dance are to all of us, but especially to the kids served by these wonderful organizations. Thanks for joining us today, and thank you for all of your support.
Hey guys, how you doing? My name is Antoine Mapp, Artistic Director for Drumlines at Musicopia. And what music means to me, it means a lot. Music saved my life. It kept me at the jail cell, kept me at the graveyard. It taught me so many things about life, discipline, and working with, as an individual, working with teammates. What I take from music and what I hope my kids gain from it is the same thing. Giving them something to do, showing them that there's more things out here in the community instead of all the little bad things that's going on. I want them to be able to learn and take this experience for the rest of their life and be on big stages, performing around the world, displaying their artistic visions.
The High Note High Step Society is comprised of some of our most dedicated friends, and I hope you will consider joining today. High Note High Step members pledge a minimum of $1,000 per year with the intent to maintain that level of giving for 5 years or more. You can donate all at once, or you can set up automatic monthly payments of $83.33. This is the equivalent of about 1 cup of coffee a day. This ongoing level of support provides an essential foundation that gives Musicopia and DCP the ability to put programs and instruments where they are needed most. You can visit the link found on your screen and in the chat to become a High Note High Step Society member today. If you are not ready to join the High Note High Step Society, please consider becoming a monthly sustainer and donate any amount that works for you. Monthly support provides stability and allows us to focus our resources so that we can continue to provide quality programming and reach those students most in need. Your gift at any level will make a huge difference for our students. Please visit the link and help us today by making a gift that is right for you. From the board, the staff, and all of our teaching artists, thank you very much for your support of Musicopia and Dancing Classrooms Philly, and for the students that we serve every day.
Thank you again, everyone. And now, Miss Dante.
Yes, it's such important work it is. Myself and others at our celebration are an example of the pivotal role that early exposure to music, dance, and the arts play in affecting the reach and broadening the landscape of an individual. My parents were recording artists, vocalists. My mother, in addition, was a trained ballet, jazz, and tap dancer. By the third grade, I was horribly misguided into believing that every household on the block had parents who rehearsed harmonies for 6 hours a day and had full on band jam sessions in their living room with music streaming out the front door. My earliest memories were of me attending elementary school in West Philadelphia at the now defunct Samuel B. Huey School across from my home, and being serenaded on dismissal as the doors opened at 3 p.m. and I stepped out onto the schoolyard. It is no wonder that I published my first professional work at 9 years old. Piano, violin, voice lessons were a natural outworking. Joining all city orchestra and choir were inevitable. Through middle school at West Philadelphia's Henry C. Lee, high school at Philadelphia High School for Girls, graduation at the defunct PAS on Broad Street, and attendance at Temple University in North Philly. I was receiving both active and passive training in the arts, and it kept the soil of my life fertile. My music education and experience not only gave me training and foundation for what would become a multi hyphenated and very successful career in the arts, but most importantly, what it did was inform my person. It injected me with confidence and joy. It created leadership ability. It inspired me to be an individual, to innovate, to take chances, to feel the fear and step anyway, to be a team player, to negotiate. And it taught me patience and how to access my heart and how to love and believe in the process of creativity, which is, the art of taking from nothing, empty space, no sound, and forming a tangible, rich experience for others. I am here because of organizations like Musicopia and Dancing Classrooms Philly, with administrators and teaching artists and mentors and friends who inspire and coach and support young minds. Thank you, Catherine, Musicopia, and Dancing Classrooms Philly, for having me today. You each do an important work. The wonderful heavy lifting of rearranging the atmosphere and bettering our world. Keep going. Keep going.